2.1 KFMA.
You say it, I'll play it.
You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
One more time. Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Wednesday, November 2nd. Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning.
And good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to reward you all for tuning in today with tons of giveaways. Tons of giveaways. I'm not even underestimating. I mean, we're going to give away tickets for Adelita's Way, which they're performing this Friday. Every hour. So if you want a live rock show this weekend, then I got the hookup for you. So every single hour, I'm going to give away a pair of tickets for Adelita's Way. So just listen to find out how. It'll be super easy since I got to bang so many out. Plus, there's more. I have tickets to give away for the Celtic Festival. Have you heard about this? The Celtic Fest, is it Celtic or Celtic?
Celtic.
Yeah,
Celtic. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, well, I think it's Celtic. I'm thinking my basketball fandom. Calling them Celtics, but the Celtic Festival happens at the Rialto Raceway Park each and every year, and it's actually a really cool party. They have all different types of events that they do in like traditional competition, like log throwing and balancing and axe tossing, and I'm making up the names as I go, but I just know that they basically do all the Braveheart stuff. It's pretty cool.
They do. I've been there before. It's a lot of fun. Good food.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, you go to the parties. How was your Halloween?
Oh my gosh, a blast.
Yeah, what made it a blast? I saw you on Hotel Congress's stories. You and your two boyfriends all dressed up in a group outfit in a costume contest. What did you place? Did you place like in the top 3?
No.
Not even close?
Not even close. No, there were some solid costumes, but and I worked really hard. I mean, we were Link and Princess Zelda and Mario, but
yeah, so
not good enough.
See, that's unfair to you. I think you got robbed because you did put together those outfits, and it was something that was creative. And essentially, you were the Nintendo family, right? You were Princess. Was it Princess Peach?
No, I was Zelda.
Oh, you were Zelda.
I was
Okay,
Princess Zelda.
You had Link, and then Mario was in the mix. Okay.
Yep, and then a solid Smash Brothers smashing later on joke from Powers. It was good.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that's good. And that's in his wheelhouse too. If it's anything like video games 25 years ago, so he's got jokes for days. So, what makes me mad about this contest is that, it's always a ringer that comes in and wins these contests. And it's that nerd who invested a few $1,000s into an over-the-top Hollywood-style prosthetic outfit. And then every single year, they break out the same investment to go to multiple costume contests just to reap the big cash prizes. I've seen this happen for years. These are the same guys that it comes out twice a year, basically. It comes out during Halloween week, right? So they could win all the contests, and it comes out during Comic-Con. So they could, get people to want to take pictures of them. This is what happens, right? And it's unfair to the rest of the people who do Halloween the normal way, where each and every year they're like, okay, what am I going to be this year? And then they, contemplate, and they either whip it together or they go to Amazon and they put the pieces together. This year, I think Powers and Rico, they were the Anchorman news team. That was a fun one.
Oh, that was good. Powers looks good in a mustache.
You know what it is?
Kind of rude.
It's not even his mustache. It's that he has a full head of hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he might start wearing that wig to work just on a regular basis. But the mustache is a good look as well. So I know he updated his profile pic. And if he was single, that would be his Tinder profile pic for sure.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's amazing what a full head of hair can do to somebody, all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, there's something about you. Yeah, it's that I'm not bald. Yeah, and you dig that. I get that. All right. So let's get right into it. Like I said, now we had the Celtic Festival tickets, the Adelita's Way tickets, and of course, I'll have Roadrunners tickets for our Tucson Roadrunners on Veterans Day. They do, a great Veterans Day game and theme throughout the entire night. And after the game, they're going to be auctioning off those jerseys that are all custom just for Veterans Day. So I'll give away tickets for that. So in fact, actually, speaking of which, caller number 10 right now, 600 KFMA, 600. Oh, no, don't you call right now. That was from earlier this morning. But I am going to be giving out tickets for Adelita's Way for our streamers here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We're about to get on the air to do a live tease here. Talk about, we can go either way. We can talk about foods people hate or deep dive into fake orgasms. I'll ask that question on air. Hold on, of course. Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's a podcast broadcast. Weirdo and I are live via the stream. You can join us and see all our visual gags that we have lined up for you on the podcast broadcast, or just keep hearing Rock 102.1 KFMA. Coming up next, I got a choice between a list of foods that people hate or a deep dive into fake orgasms. Which one should I do, Weirdo?
The latter, the fake orgasms.
I knew you would say that.
Of course you knew I was going to say it.
That's why you're my favorite. So, yes, we'll do a deep dive into fake orgasms. Why do you have them? What's the benefit of it? And then we'll just make fun of it as well. Keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/bevegan. Here's 7 Mary 3 with Cumbersome. Rock 102.1. What? All right, clear. All right, so, yeah, we'll do that. And see. What are you saying? Shout out to Manny's daughter for kicking ass oh, nice.
Yeah, she got promoted.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Like junior cadet something.
Yeah, they are the ROTC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like father like daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I know Manny has served. Veterans Day is coming up here soon. Yep. And honestly, Manny, once you join the stream, which I don't know if you're on the stream right now, if you want to go to a hockey game on Veterans Day, brother, you know I got your back. And all the streamers, if you're looking to do something on Veterans Day. How many of you guys watching have served, been in the service? Now, again, I would be in that category if they would have accepted me. They did not because of my felony at the time. Yeah. But I was all super patriotic right after 9/11, right?
Yeah. That's what happened, like with our generations, with the millennials, like that's what it was. 9/11, go fight, go defend your country.
Yeah, exactly. And then it turned out in the long run that we weren't completely told everything and the truth. So there's a little deception there. But either way, that doesn't take away from the fact that there are men and women who signed up and, offered their lives, risked their lives to serve this country. And that's what this is built on. So, they still be honored in any form of capacity of serving. And so I appreciate it. And Veterans Day coming on a Friday, that's good too. People just appreciate that in general. Mm-hmm. Earlier this morning, around 8:30, we talked about how to get 46 days off of your work next year using only 18 PTO days. And essentially, it's just planning it ahead and like strategically placing paid time off days around 3-day weekends and certain big holidays that eat into a chunk of the week. If you do that correctly, you could literally get a month and a half off only using 18 PTO days. If you don't have 18 PTO days, that's fine too. You could still get close over a month off by using just 15 PTO days and utilizing the holidays that are happening. So they give an example like Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Everyone has that Monday off, right? If you take the Friday and Tuesday off, wrapping around it, or Thursday, Friday off, then you got yourself a 5-day break.
Yeah.
And that's perfect time to have a nice little winter recovery holiday from the holidays. So if you just got through like a winter or Christmas vacation, you could do a vacation again at the end of January because even going back to work a couple weeks after having a couple weeks off is pretty strenuous. You're like, I think I need a vacation from this 2 weeks of work. You could do so with a Martin Luther King Jr. Day. They say the same thing around like 4th of July, and they say you can get 17 days off in a row if you use 8 of your PTO days to get the week off of after Veterans Day or the week of Veterans Day off and going into Thanksgiving.
I feel like that one might be a harder sell to an employer, though.
Fuck them. Again,
no, I know.
The point is that they give you this PTO time. They don't tell you when you can take it. Yeah. So you should be able to utilize your time, your allotted time, however you see fit.
Yeah.
It would be unfair of them to say no and otherwise.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, we're going to be really stressed during that time. Like, yeah, well, my thoughts and prayers are with you. Well, I'm going to be on the beach in Cabo.
Yeah.
That's just the way it works out. You can lie, so you have a wedding or something that you have to do. You can say it's a major anniversary, whatever, I don't have to tell you what lie to use. Just use a good one and say, no, I'm going to use these PTO days and bam.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to utilize that. I don't know if I can get 46 days off, but I think, last year I had the most time off that I ever had in my entire adult life through the calendar year. I had probably about 3 months off where I was still continuing to get paid, which was pretty amazing. And was it last year?
How'd you manage that?
Well, one was the fallout for me from the other show and figuring out what they were going to do with me. And that took them a while. And, I ended up having a scheduled week off vacation to go to Hawaii during that time too. So it was a couple weeks of me sitting. It was like 3 weeks of me kind of sitting on the couch, waiting to hear what they were going to say. And then they figured it out and they called me up and they're like, okay, we want you to come back to work this day. And I'm like, oh, well, the problem is I already put in for a vacation that day. So I'm taking that whole week off. So they had to push it back a week. Right. And then at the end of the year, it was Christmas break. I had my 2 weeks off and then I ended up getting COVID, which is not necessarily a vacation, but that's another 3 weeks off. So, okay, my math was a little off. It wasn't 3 months off. It was about 2 months.
Yeah.
So I worked 10 months out of the year last year. That was pretty good. I enjoy working. I hit the ground running this year and I was all about it. And, I look forward to working. I do get bored when I have too much time off, but in hindsight, I'm like, yeah, that's, after the run that I had, and you remember for 7.5 years doing radio, I didn't take a day off.
You were just grinding.
Yeah.
Doing the thing.
I worked every holiday. I worked every day, Monday through Friday, plus do it. And that job didn't pay me. The radio show didn't pay me. So I had to work all my other jobs. So, I was burning the candle at both ends for a long time. So getting 2 months off after 10 years, I'm not mad at it at all.
That's all right.
So, yeah. All right, this deep dive into orgasms.
There we go.
Weirdo's always fun to talk sex with. We're like-minded that way, and actually, probably one of the only women I know or people I know that has more perverted experience than me.
I do.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And we don't kink shame around here, Weirdo.
No, we don't.
I say you let that freak flag fly. And
we don't kink shame. We kink celebrate.
Yes, we do. All right, so let's get adultish. I got 12 seconds before we get on the air.
Oh, ish. Dang it. Okay.
Yeah. You still got to keep it radio friendly, okay?
All right.
Here we go. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're live on the podcast broadcast, Weirdo and I, and it's time to do a deep dive into fake orgasms. Now, orgasms are a wonderful thing, but they're even better when they're real, of course. But sadly, they're faked more often than you would like to admit. Can you admit to ever faking an orgasm, Weirdo?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't even have to think about it.
That was very quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are reasons why it's a good idea to fake an orgasm as opposed to doing the brutal honest thing and being like, nah, you didn't get there. But for men, it's hard to tell the real from the fake because orgasmic response varies so much from person to person. And the signs of orgasmic success range from vocal cues, muscle convulsions, flushed skin, increased flow, and more, right? So as much as you'd like to take her word for it, the fact is that 85% of men believe that their last sex session ended with her having an orgasm. 85% of men.
85% of men are wrong.
Yeah. What do you think that real percentage is?
Just knowing what I know as being a woman and people I've talked to and looking at stats and everything, I think it's like 30 to 40% of women can actually achieve orgasm.
All right. Well, 64% of people or 64% of women actually agree with the 85% of men. So the percentage is off about 20%.
Okay.
So 64%, you would say, okay, maybe 64% of women are having orgasm regularly enough. But why fake it? So if I asked you, what are some of the reasons why you would fake an orgasm? I got a list here. I want to see if your reasons line up with this list. Okay. So what are one of the reasons why you would fake an orgasm?
I'll just start with the saddest one of just to get it over with.
That is on the list.
Okay,
yes.
then.
Okay. They want to get it over with and do something else. That is sad and unfortunate. All right.
I got things to do. Let's go.
Right. All right. What's another reason?
I mean, to make the other, to make my partner feel good, because maybe I'm not getting over the top, but it still feels good.
There you go. That is on the list as well. See,
right.
Weirdo's very in tune with this kind of stuff. Yeah, they want
like I'm a woman or something.
Right, exactly. They want to stroke your ego,
Mhm.
and that's kind of thing, kind of make you feel better about yourself. And I'll tell you what, at this point, I don't care if every woman I've ever been with faked an orgasm. As long as they told me I did a good job, give me a little gold star, I'm happy with that.
Give you a little pat on the back. Good job.
Yeah.
Way to go, champ.
That's right. I mean, there have been times where I walk around like straight up flexing, like, yeah, I did that. Like if they made a mess or whatever, there is an accomplishment. There's a feeling of accomplishment that you get.
Feeling of pride.
Yeah. What are some other reasons you would fake an orgasm?
I mean, I think that's solidly it. I mean, maybe when I was younger, I didn't fully know what an orgasm felt like.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, it takes a while for you to figure out your body. You got to be open enough to know what makes you tick. And you can't really expect someone else to do the deed if you can't do the deed to yourself. Right.
Well, and this is not a conversation that's had with women about like what that means. I mean, it's talked about all the time with men of this is what it's looked like when they achieve that climactic moment, but not so much with women.
Yeah, that's true. Well, a couple of the reasons why a woman may fake her orgasm: she's feeling pressure to perform, or she's unsure what a real orgasm feels like and thinks she must recreate it. Yeah, so 3 out of 4, Weirdo was able to go right off the top of her head. So you're very in tune with what women are feeling as well. So I asked you guys, when were you treated to a truly awful faking it experience? If you have that answer, give me a call, 600 KFMA. We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast with Weirdo. Join us, youtube.com/beefvegan, or on our Rock 102.1 Facebook page, or keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. All right. So they say, sadly, there's no surefire way to know. But what a sure thing is, however, is realizing that being an orgasm detective is the wrong play. Right. So, as far as guys, just if they didn't get the O and you won the race, you just win the race. That was the fun joke I had with one of my relationships. Is that, if she didn't orgasm, I'd be like, I won. Right. So
you had the rules backwards. But
yeah.
All right.
No. Sometimes that happens. It's the race to finish. Sometimes she would win multiple times before I would win. Okay. And then, other times, I would win. And I'll tell you what, the winning percentage, I was like the Chicago Bulls in the 1990s. I had a pretty good winning percentage, but still.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm now comfortable in my relationships of like, I didn't, you know what I mean? Like I had a good time, like, but I didn't get there. And I fortunately have partners that are like, well, we can't let that stand. And then they will, they'll do what they need to do to get me there.
Right.
Even after they have had their time. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing. This is what love is. Wow.
Nah. Yeah. So orgasms are deceptive. They won't make you feel like you're in love. I don't know who the Facebook commenter is, but say making him feel like a beast in bed is one of the reasons to fake an orgasm. And I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
JJ had some funny comments in here. Blame the Charlie horse for my own fake orgasm performances. Yes. That is the worst. Getting a cramp.
Gosh,
that happens too much too. And good morning, Jose. I will say this. It's really wise, especially getting in your 40s, to really stretch and hydrate before having any sexual activity.
No, in your 30s. Like at 30, like I got IT band issues with my hips. And like all of a sudden I'm like, no, we gotta stop. I gotta move. And it's like a whole thing. It's like, rude. I mean, we'd still, change positions, keep going. Like that's not gonna deter me, but
for sure.
Sucks.
Yeah, no, it does suck for sure. I think I had a cramp last night too, but you know what? I'm a trooper. I ride it out.
You ride it out.
Well, I make her ride it out, but still, same difference.
Yeah, I mean, well, and for me as a woman, there's a thing on Netflix called The Principles of Pleasure.
Oh, okay.
And it's basically sex education, but it's very like it's woman centered.
Oh, nice.
And it's like, yeah, Beef, what is a vulva?
Well, isn't it a German-made automobile?
No.
Oh.
No, that is what the entirety of a woman's genitals is called.
Oh, you know what? That's the thing. I'm never concerned with the entirety. I'm only concerned with the first 5.5 inches
of the vagina. That's the inside part.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized you did a size joke. Good job.
Yeah, thank you. Earlier this morning, we got weird with Weirdo. In case you missed it, it went a little something like this.
You like my
on
vagina? too?
KFMA.
Yes,
Just a
got it.
reminder, we're giving away tickets for Adelita's Way all morning long. Your opportunity to win those tickets coming up within 15 minutes. But first, it's 7:10. It's time to get weird with Weirdo. What you got for us this morning, Weirdo?
Oh, I've got some doozies. Very excited about these. Beef, what would you consider to be like the worst living arrangement for you?
The worst living arrangement for me.
Yeah.
Oof. I mean, that's tough. I mean, roommates at this point in time would suck for sure. So anything more than I live with 2 other people right now. So anything more than that, why you ask?
All right. So in Lake Bay, something, Washington, Animal Control received a complaint call concerning a man who was living with a 7-foot alligator.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's weird to begin with. And but if this is not the first time I've heard of somebody having a pet alligator. Where was he living?
This guy's in Washington. You would figure it'd be Florida, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's in Washington.
So did he have like a big tank in his house?
He didn't even have a house. Their home was a large metal shipping container.
Oh, Jesus.
Like you see on a cargo ship, right?
Yeah. All right.
So it's not even a house, and there's an alligator in there.
Yeah, that's probably not safe for sure.
Not safe at all. And so officials get the call, they arrive, and they also found a very sick baby cow.
Oh, geez. Okay. Was he going to feed the cow to the gator?
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think it'd be that great considering it's a very sick, tiny cow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And so also, and there was a mattress where the owner of the shipping container slept on, and the gator just had free reign of the place. So
This is
no
weird.
cage.
Okay, yeah. So he's essentially homeless. I was thinking initially that it was one of those refurbished storage containers,
No.
which you see hipsters live in all the time. They're like a tiny home. But no, he was just living in a storage container with a mattress on the floor and a gator next to him.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's still alive. Well, what happened, dude? Because authorities came to take his gator away, right?
Well, the authorities first showed up and didn't do anything. And when they came back, dude was gone, and so was the cow, but the alligator was still there.
Oh, jeez. Why did he take the cow, not the gator? Oh, that's funny.
Well, when I looked more into this, the gator, they think actually was living in the shipping container since 2017. So it sounds like the gator was there first, and then the dude and the
And
baby
quick
cow
music
lived there.
news,
Well,
Typo
that's
Negative
pretty
now
funny.
has a
You
line
made the
of
arrangement like,
CBD
look, I'm
products.
causing problems.
But if
so
they
I'm
didn't
just gonna
name it
get my
Type
stuff and go.
420
Yeah.
negative,
So let me
then I
crash,
think they
gator
would drop
man.
the ball. You know
Yeah,
what
we're
I'm
outta
saying?
here.
Yeah, what else is going
Yes.
on? Let's get weird.
Major fail.
All right,
All right,
so
here's
by
Kurt Cobain and Nirvana with
2025,
Lithium.
human washing machines
Podcast broadcast
can
is
actually
live.
be a thing.
Isn't that called a shower?
That's what I thought.
Right.
So the concept isn't a new one. In fact, it was first proposed in 1970.
Okay.
So this has been flown around there for a while. But a Japanese tech company is taking it super serious. So Science Company Limited is working on Project Yuso Yaro,
Okay.
a washing machine for people that uses the latest fine bubble technology.
Ooh, fine bubble technology. Okay.
Ooh.
So is it like scrubbing bubbles they throw all over you?
A dirty person is going to sit themselves in a machine.
Okay.
Monitoring sensors and AI technology work together, doing their thing to create a complex bath experience, including soothing music and a water-resistant digital display.
Oh, geez. Okay. All right. So this is going to be by 2025.
Which, when I first read that, I was like, oh my God, that's so far away. Oh, no. That's just over 2 years away.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how much that would cost. It seems like it would be obscene for sure.
Oh, it's coming out of Japan, highest technology. It's gonna set you back a couple $10,000.
Yeah. What will they think of next? All right. Well, we got time for one more weirdo story. What you got for us?
A singer called Bricard met her first now husband, Eduardo.
Okay.
Sounds romantic, right?
It does.
Yeah, he's a ghost.
Oh, okay.
Just appeared in her home.
Okay.
So the 38-year-old woman describes her partner as a Victorian soldier
Oh.
and has admitted she wasn't a believer in ghosts before meeting Eduardo
Okay.
and deciding to marry him, which of course she did on Halloween Day. Because
Oh.
when else are you going to marry a ghost?
Oh, so this chick married a ghost.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think this is the first time I've heard a chick marrying a ghost story. It's so weird.
I mean, I've heard of plenty of like sex with ghost stories, but this is my first marrying one.
Yeah, it seems like a phenomenon that continues to become more and more popular. So she got married to this ghost. What happened with her wedding?
Yeah, she wanted a huge white wedding with her friends and her family there, but a lot of them did not understand. Go figure.
Yeah.
Especially the churches. She says she was kicked out of churches and even threatened with exorcism while she was looking for a venue, which she says is fine since Eduardo doesn't feel comfortable in churches anyway.
Yeah.
So is he a ghost or a demon?
I think he's a demon, especially if he's good in bed. Definitely not a ghost. Only a demon knows how to put it down. All right, we just got weird with Weirdo. Let's hit that reset. Get ready to give away those tickets or Adelita's Way and so much more. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. In jokes that we missed today, I could have said he's a semen demon. And yeah, now we're kicking ourselves. That was a 7:10 though. I know there was kids going to school at that point in time.
Yeah. That's when my 5-year-old's listening with my partner while they're on their way to school. So
there you go. So I blame it on the kids. I'm trying to be more conscious during those times of the show.
Yeah.
To not be full beef. I give them half beef at that point. Maybe a quarter beef.
I mean, you give half beef all the time.
Ow. I try to represent full. You know, as you get older, half beef happens. We have a speed break that we're going to play here, which is a fun fact after Nirvana that you're going to be able to hear. And we have more that we're going to talk about here. I guess the food. There's so many different things and bullshit information. I do have. This is a very relatable story, but there was a girlfriend who regretted going through her boyfriend's phone. Now.
Oh, I've played that game and lost.
Okay, yes. And I want to hear that story because this is from Reddit's Today I Fucked Up. It gets a little crazy, and that's why I think I'm just going to say this story on the stream and not on the air. And we're going to hear Weirdo's story and then share what this woman discovered while going through her boyfriend's phone. It's shocking. It was surprising. I didn't see it coming. All right, let's see. Play this. Speaking of Kurt Cobain, Weird Al Yankovic said the first time he met Kurt Cobain, he thanked him a bunch for letting him do Smells Like Nirvana. He told Kurt that he owed him a favor. So Kurt said, polish my nails.
Did he?
We'll never know. That's between Kurt, Weird Al, and whoever was videotaping those freaks.
I want to see the videotape.
You would. All right, clear. You would.
I would.
All right, so we only got 2.5 minutes. What happened when you went through someone's phone?
I mean, it's the tale as old as time. Finally let the curiosity get the best of me, went through the phone and, cheating on me with 2 other women.
Oh, okay. Yeah. A cheater. And that's never good, honestly. Yeah. And I know this for a fact. I went through my girlfriend's phone the other day. Didn't find anything. But, the adrenaline starts pumping. Like, am I going to find something? Ridiculous. Yeah. Well, anyways, this woman went through her boyfriend's phone and she found not that he was cheating. She found a browser filled with porn searches.
Okay.
And his porn searches is what freaked her out.
Oh, I must know these searches. Did she tell?
Oh, yes. Specifically, she found things for she-male and pegging. And now there's a ton of questions going through her head. Like, does he no longer find her attractive? Is he turning to this instead? Will he be embarrassed? Will he be embarrassed that she found this on her phone? The quick answer for that is yes.
Yeah.
And how pissed would he be when she owns up to going through his phone? All right. Now, interestingly, one commenter suggested that the guy's searches may indicate a desire to be dominated on occasion. Would you agree? Resident freak? So. Yeah. And that he might not always want the pressure of being the aggressor all the time. Sounds like somebody who's been pegged. And that for many guys, this can be a fantastic stress reliever. That's what the commenter said. And to that, the woman acknowledged that she's always been submissive and sex for her is just lying there and taking it in different positions. Well, that's boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Right? You got to switch roles. You can't just do the one thing.
Yeah. Well, and for me personally, on some of my porn searches, it's not necessarily because I want that thing to be done to me. It's just like visually, this is hot. I like it. It's turning me on. Maybe a little taboo.
Give an example of one of your porn searches.
I mean, I've looked up chicks with dicks.
Okay.
I mean, I've done it.
Curiosity.
Yeah, it does. Or like
curiosity filled the cat.
Or like succubus. That whole kind of like line.
Well, I understand what the term succubus is all about. What is that in porn?
So basically it's a magical female creature, and the more cum she gets on her or in her, like, builds her powers.
Oh yeah, but that's just every woman. All right, let's get on the air and not speak of anything that we're just talking about on the podcast broadcast. It's Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to the show. The other week I did this list from Ask Men, and this is based off like a Reddit thread. What are things that men are sick of being judged for? And it was pretty eye-opening. But now the turnabout is fair, and the question was asked, what are things that women are sick of being judged for? As a woman weirdo, what's something that you're just tired of being judged for?
I would say my parenting style, because there's so many different ones out there. But like, I, for a long time, have been a mom that has worked. So I have received hate from stay-at-home moms of like, how could you possibly do that and be away from your babies? Because they're babies. And I need a break.
Yeah, and I kind of need to, my theory with just parenting in general is that every parent, their kid is their own experiment. Everyone feels like they have a way. And our overall goal is to just be better parents than our parents. Yeah. And try not to mess up our kids the way that our parents messed us up. But in that process, we end up messing up our kids in a whole different way.
Oh, my gosh.
That's the circle of life, baby. We just get used to it. And it's fine. Everyone's experiment to each his own. As long as you're not outwardly abusing them in any given way, you should be fine. But here's a list of what women on Reddit were naming that they're sick of being judged for. So here's some of the highlights. 1, getting older. And now it is a known fact that men age a little better than women, and that's just the way things balance out.
I disagree. I think women age beautifully as well. We're just not allowed to.
No, look at Tom Cruise. He's like 90 and looks like he's 40. Men do have that genetic advantage. They're still beautiful older women, don't get me wrong. But a lot of them would say that, like the George Clooney. Here's an example. The people's sexiest man alive, that's usually a guy that's in his 40s or 50s. They're not necessarily going after a 20-year-old. But on the flip side, the sexiest woman alive, it's usually always going to be a woman in her 20s, like a supermodel.
Yes.
So that's how it goes. Not being married yet. Women are tired of being judged on that. So men
really still in this day and age?
Kinda. Yeah, men seem to get more leeway before they start getting the "why are you still single" questions. Yeah. Women continue to get that, especially if they got their act together, they're attractive. They're like, what's the matter with you then? What's the hidden secret? You got a penis somewhere? No, maybe they just haven't found the one for them. Being justly upset or angry at something. Oh, that's
Yeah, the word hysterical drives me nuts.
Emotional. Yeah. Wearing comfortable clothing. It seems like guys can wear gym shorts and flip-flops to the opera and no one cares. But if a woman tries to just wear like a t-shirt and jeans, she's looked at like a scrub.
Okay, I might be slightly guilty of this. I judge women who leave the house in their pajamas and flip-flops. I do. I'm like, but I say step it up and at least put on jeans and the t-shirt. At least make it look like you kind of want to be here, I guess.
Who are you to judge them? They're just trying to be comfortable.
I know.
I mean, sure, they probably have no job and they're just being lazy and maybe on drugs, but still. All right, maybe I'm judging. All right, here's another thing that women are tired of being judged for: lifting weights or being competitive with sports.
Yeah.
They say they hear things like, "That's great, just don't get too bulky." But I'll tell you what. I mean, now that as I get older, like my social media friends, I see a lot of the women I've grown up with and known for years transition into fitness sports. And, so doing weightlifting competitions, they get all jacked up and then they put on all this obscene amount of like spray tan and then a bikini, and then they do a flex off and they compete. I still think they look very feminine and very, very pretty for many reasons. It's sexy, but at the same time, I would just say ease up on all that spray tan. That's the only thing that
that's the thing that turns me off is the spray tan.
For real.
Yeah, I mean, but growing up, whenever I had crushes on women like China from WWF, man, bulked that stuff up.
Yeah, China post surgeries though.
It was nice when she had boobs.
Yeah, the boobs are amazing, and you had to take off about 3 feet of her chin, and then after that, totally doable. All right, let's see. And the
rest in peace.
Yeah, the number one thing that women are tired of being judged for, so try not to do it, is pooping. Oh, yes, everyone poops, even women. And I'm the, classic kind of knucklehead that just like, don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. But at the end of the day, I don't care.
I just did it 20 minutes ago.
Get out of here. You're gross. Clear. All right. So there you go. There's a list. That was a good out. All right. Earlier this morning, let's see. What
did we do? That was
you're
so long ago.
If you're a woman on this stream, first off, thank you.
Yes.
Hey. So
hit me up in the DMs.
Yeah. No. That's not what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, tell me. Hit weirdo up in the DMs, but also tell me something that if wasn't on this list, you're tired of being judged for being a woman. I definitely want to see that. Now, earlier this morning, let's see. We had a pretty interesting, an amazing morning moron about a Halloween fallout. Now, let me ask you this: the woman that we're about to talk about. Is she a terrible Halloween participator, or is she taking Halloween trick-or-treating up to a next level and really encouraging the parents to be more involved when it comes to trick-or-treating? I'll let you be the judge from this morning's morning moron. Morning. Check this out. Andy from Thunder Bacon Burger Company had surgery yesterday. I hope you recover well, my friend. When you guys get a chance, make sure you swing by a Thunder Bacon Burger Company on 4th. Treat yourself to a delicious burger. I'm sure that will help in the recovery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean. All right, it's now 6:15. Time for your morning moron. Let's do this. Now, every year, the fallout of Halloween happens the next couple days, right? It trickles because there's always morning morons out in full effect on Halloween. This is a fact. It's something you could set like clockwork, every year. And this year didn't disappoint whatsoever. So the morning moron today, I'm actually intrigued by. In fact, actually, if I was her neighbor, I would, do multiple costume changes just to stop by and trick-or-treat at her house. And it's not because she was giving out full-size Snickers or anything like that. It's because what she was doing when people were coming by. Of course, this year, everyone was paranoid about fentanyl in their kids' candy. I haven't seen any reports of that, by the way. But a bunch of kids who were trick-or-treating in Edgewater, Maryland on Monday night got a weird, different type of trick when they were trick-or-treating. After someone called the cops on a 45-year-old woman who stood in her front yard screaming obscenities and flashing them.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go. I knew I got your attention there. So it was almost like,
You
happy
have my full
Halloween,
attention.
mofos. Check out these jack-o'-lanterns. Yeah, it'd be awesome if she actually painted them up, but she didn't. So maybe next year if she gets out of prison. So it doesn't sound like she hates Halloween or wanted them to skip her house. In fact, actually, she was full-blown participating and did this while passing out candy. So breasts out, screaming obscenities, and saying, here you go. I love your costume. You're welcome. There you go. Now, it's not clear if she was in a costume or not, but the reports just say that she exposed herself. Again, I mean, she missed a beautiful opportunity to paint her jugs like jack-o'-lanterns. If she didn't do that, if she didn't have pumpkin boobs, then she did it wrong. And maybe she's mentally ill. But if she did have pumpkin boobs, then, she's just partaking in the spirit. It's Halloween. We're supposed to get a little naughty. And did you go down 4th Avenue at all on Halloween weekend? I mean, breasts are just one of the things that you saw.
Oh, I saw so many thongs on Congress this
so
year.
Many asses.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah, even with all the goosebumps all over those booties,
It was cold.
Yes, it was. Now, cops showed up and arrested her, and she's facing charges for indecent exposure and disorderly conduct. And meanwhile, the neighbors are getting charges for being party poopers and just Debbie Downers in general. But to summarize, for when handing out candy and trick-or-treating, screaming obscenities while kids are around, while having your exposed breasts hanging out and not painted as jack-o'-lanterns, definitely makes you a morning moron. Yeah, I mean, it was really all about the jack-o'-lanterns. Now I have a new fetish. If I was to search something on Pornhub, it would be, jack-o'-lantern boobs. In fact, I'm going to look that up right now to see if it's something. Now, we did what is Rule 436 or something like that. We talked Rule 36.
Rule 36. If you're into something, it is definitely on the internet.
Okay, so you recall that, or you've heard that before?
I've heard that before.
Okay, yeah. So we broke that down. It was a segment that we did on the podcast broadcast just like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
And so we tested it out, and absolutely, there is. So I'm gonna say jack-o'-lantern boobs, jack-o'-lantern.
And what I said earlier off air is, I think the morning moron was the people that called the cops on her.
Yeah, no, and I stand by that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she was yelling obscenities, so it is what it is. Let's see. There's a gun pumpkin carving. No. Let's see. This is a live cam orgy. No. What if I do pumpkin breasts? But I'll spell it with a T. Pumpkin teas. Just to see, again, Rule 36, it says it should exist, but we might have created a new genre of fetish here, weirdo.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, God,
we might be on the forefront of this.
Do you have any big-breasted friends who are willing to paint their breasts as jack-o'-lanterns? And if so, then upload it to the internet, because Pornhub needs it.
I mean, I'm just doing a basic Google search, and it's just 2 skeleton hands holding 2 pumpkins.
Oh,
That's
there is a Halloween pumpkin ass. I would love to show you this, and I can if I do it like this here. Oh, they got it.
Nailed it.
Okay, can you show that on the stream? Just flash it.
I think so.
Go ahead. Nope, right there you go. Oh, okay, take it away. There you go. Here's
Those are pretty.
jack-o'-lantern ass. That's as far as you're gonna get.
Okay.
Okay. So they have that. Oh, and the guy that, of course, puts his dick in a pumpkin. Oh, there's a lot of jack-o'-lantern asses.
This one's not as great.
Oh yeah, those look like those pumpkins been sitting on the vine too long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are starting to look like squashes.
Yeah. Dude, here's a video. Here is the headline here. And again, podcast broadcast, not for the kids.
No, it's not.
Headline reads, I fuck a pumpkin and come on it. Oh, okay. Surprise. Hopefully there was no candle inside. Okay, I'm putting my Pornhub away. I'm working right now.
No, I think I got the best one and nailed it.
Oh, what is that? That's a bunch of pumpkins into a chick? What is that?
It's a dude. It's a mustache.
Oh, well, then that's not the best one. The best one's got involved like a hot chick.
Boobies.
All right.
I got to do equal representation.
And he's got like a squash dick. All right. Are we going low? No, it would not be okay for a guy flashing kids. So. Okay.
Fair enough.
100% fair, vegan, and you're absolutely right. And this is why she obviously had charges pressed against her. You can't be flashing children, period. Now, if she was kind enough to give, so I was a single dad growing up, taking my daughter trick-or-treating, right? So say, here's a scenario that would be ideal for me. I'm walking my daughter, going house to house, trick or treat. My beautiful, adorable daughter goes, and this works. She goes trick or treat, gets her Snickers or whatever, and the lady hands it out. And then as soon as my daughter turns around to walk away, the lady's like, "Hey, trick," and then flashes me her boobs. I would not be mad at that. I would appreciate that. Again, to each his own, but I understand your argument as well. But yes, screaming obscenities and just flashing kids while just throwing out candy, insane. And I couldn't find a mugshot for this woman, but I imagine it was nothing nice to look at either. So there's a couple reasons why we put her in the morning moron. Didn't necessarily celebrate her too much, but at the same time, on brand. You mentioned boobs, I get too excited. That's just how I am. I can't even help it. I try to reel myself back sometimes, but that's, you got to speak of what you love.
And I love boobs.
Yeah, that's good. See, that's why we're friends. We both have a mutual love for boobs. And, it's like, hey, sorry, not sorry.
I love my boobs.
Yeah.
I love your boobs. I
Mother's
love her
milk.
boobs.
First
I love
off,
everybody's boobs.
Mine are pecs. Let's get it together and get it right. It's not necessarily boobs, but okay, they're a little boob-like, but I'm working on my push-ups again, trying to carve them out to be pecs. So
just do a little contouring with some makeup. It'll be all right.
Thank you. Well, I already did that with my abs, obviously. So, I know that it can be done. I'll just get tattooed. All right. So let's see what else is going on here. And I got a couple of headlines. I got to reset here for our next segment, which is going to be a good one. But I did want to share this. I didn't get to share this yesterday, but this one was good. We broke down the French guy and this is what's good about this was where is this? Boom, boom, boom. Catalina Craft, tap out, Tony Hale. Do I have it? I want to say it's. Let me see if this is it. Is this our French guy?
Did you get caught self-loving by your mom?
It is not. That's okay. If I'm going to do F My Life, I'm going to do F My Life from this morning. We had some good ones, and I got a couple bonus F My Life emails right after that. So, yeah, in case you missed F My Life this morning with Weirdo and I, we covered some of our favorite emails that we got over the past couple of days, and it went a little something like this. Check it out.
It is awful. Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupider.
It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600-KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Oh, yes. It's time for another edition of F My Life. These are unfortunate situations emailed to me at beefvegan@kfma.com, subject line FML. But, of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, you can give us a call right now, 600-KFMA at 600-5362, and Weirdo and I will weigh in on your F My Life situation. Are you ready, Weirdo?
I'm always ready for this. I look forward to this every day.
Yes, you're not alone. Mark sent me this email. He said, I discovered both how much I really talk to myself when I'm drinking alone and how thin my walls in my apartment are. I heard my own slurred voice coming from my neighbor's apartment. They had recorded me and made a mixtape of some of my more interesting things that I have said. I says, oh, is this an F My Life, Weirdo? What do you say?
No, I think this is a big baby.
If anything, they're just showing you what a lunatic you are, Mark. Take that as like a sign to slow it down. So, yeah, big baby. Next F My Life situation emailed to me by Danny. He wrote, today while working at a chain restaurant, I forgot to charge someone a few dollars for extra toppings on the side. My stingy boss took the time to take that money out of my paycheck. F My Life. What do you say, Weirdo?
That is an F My Life. I think that's just so petty and dumb.
Yeah, I think the key point on this email is chain restaurant. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, and I'm just going to throw out a random one. I don't know what it's going to like. Is Chili's losing money to where you really need to take it from me during this time? So, yeah.
Exactly.
F your life, Danny. Get another job. All right, next F My Life email sent to me by Enrique. He wrote, today my house was pelted by rotten eggs. Oh, I think he sent this to me probably Halloween night. Yeah. Apparently, my daughter and her friends are bullying a boy in her class, so his older brother set out for revenge. According to the threatening note he left, this is just a start if they don't leave him alone. Oh, my daughter thinks this means she should bully harder. Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
F My Life for Enrique? What do you say?
Oh, yeah. F My Life. Kids are awful.
Yeah, and it's honestly your daughter's fault. And yeah, that's
parent
sucks,
better.
Yeah, I'm sure Enrique is a fine parent, and sometimes kids are just a-holes. So tough call, Enrique. F your life. All right, two more left. Austin sent me this email. He said, last weekend I went to Vegas to celebrate my 22nd birthday. Oh, happy birthday. Mm-hmm. I should have been out having a blast, but my stomach virus thought otherwise. Oh, no. I ended up spending my birthday stuck in my hotel room eating microwave soup. Oh, F My Life, Weirdo.
Yeah. If you're going on a trip to celebrate your birthday and then you're stuck in the hotel room vomiting and eating soup, that's no fun.
Yeah, nothing worse than spending $1,500 just to be sick. So F your life, Austin, for sure. And final F My Life of the day sent to me by Moon. She wrote, I gave birth to our first child at home. What was supposed to be a beautiful moment of us peacefully greeting our newborn ended up with cops knocking on our door. Apparently, me giving birth sounds like a domestic dispute.
Yeah, that sucks. F My Life.
Yeah, well, congratulations on your baby, though. Like, ow, ow, ow. All right, that's enough. That's my reenactment of the moon. There's your F My Life. Keep those emails coming in. beefvegan@kfma.com. All right, so there we go. And immediately after that, I get an email from Ray that I'm going to do tomorrow. That's pretty funny. And I think it's pretty relatable as well. All right, we have about 5 seconds before we get on the air. Let's do Stoner PSA. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. It's a podcast broadcast, always live on youtube.com/beefvegan. If you go there, make sure you smash that subscribe button. We appreciate it. Here's a PSA for my stoner friends out there. Be careful of your weed accessories. I know that we are in the market now where we're living in that world where we have a lot of cool weed toys, right? And they're always customizable and different things, whatever you like. You could have a weed version of it. I'll give you an example of a weed grinder that completely shut down a train station. All right, this happened in the UK. So an entire New Street station in Birmingham had to be evacuated due to a security alert. The suspicious package appeared to contain a grenade, but in reality, it turned out to be far less sinister. In reality, what caused all the hubbub was a cannabis grinder shaped like a grenade, because who wouldn't really want that? But still, you can't be taking that in public places.
Yeah.
After more than an hour and a half, commuters were allowed to go back in, but the disruptions lasted the rest of the night. So that, stoppage of the train station for an hour and a half caused a pileup effect that went on for hours, all because a stoner wanted to have his grinder look like a grenade.
I wonder if they're going to charge him with anything.
No, I don't think they found the guy. They just found the package.
Oh.
Yeah, so he was so high, he forgot his package on the train. And then they saw it, and they saw the grenade. They didn't see the weed leaf on the grenade. And they just thought it was the bomb. So you have to watch out for that. So I understand that there's lots of cool weed accessories nowadays, but if it does look like something that could inflict harm to many people, maybe not take it to a public place.
Yeah. Leave it at home.
Yeah.
Show it off to your friends at home.
Yeah. In your weed dungeon. So that's your stoner PSA of the day. We got your beef tip coming up here after a few words. You can keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. All right. Also, streamers, if you want to go to Adelina's Way, give me a call, 600 KFMA. Right now, I'll get you on the list. I have a ton of tickets to give away for that show. And Adelina's Way actually commented on my post that I did on the Beef Vegan page yesterday, saying, hey, if you want us to come on the show, we'll do that. I'm going to reach out to them, see if I can't get them on tomorrow. But on Friday morning, I'm ending the stream at 9 a.m. because I got to get on the airplane to San Francisco. So just a heads up.
Oh, you're going to be leaving early?
Yes, I'll be leaving early. But I will be doing the podcast broadcast from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Friday. Okay. So, yeah, we'll still do a podcast broadcast. I just want to head out of here early enough because my flight takes off at around 11. And I'm sure that's enough time to check into an airplane in Tucson Airport. This will be the first time I'm flying out of Tucson Airport, so I don't know.
Serious?
Well, yeah. I mean, usually a lot of my flights don't go direct from Tucson to whatever. You have to go up to Phoenix. So luckily for me, they do have direct flights from Tucson to San Francisco and vice versa. So I could do nonstop on both days. And check out my luck. Now, I fucked up, and I was supposed to go the second weekend in November because I was misconstrued. I was confused as to when I was making the Greta Van Fleet announcement. I thought that show was on a Saturday this weekend, but it's not. It's Wednesday next week. And I will be making an announcement, but it's a bullshit announcement. And I'm kind of, disappointed in the band and the whole politics of everything. Here's the deal. They asked me to make basically announce Greta Van Fleet, right? Which on paper sounds like a great honor, and you're like an exciting opportunity. You're like, hey, Tucson Arena, it's gonna be sold out. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, here's Greta Van Fleet, and then the band comes to the stage triumphantly, and she goes into one of their Led Zeppelin covers, and it's a fantastic time. But the reality is, none of these bands want. That's called a hard introduction, right? Meaning that you directly introduce the band. Those don't exist anymore. It's unfortunate. These bands got over. They're too into themselves. I don't know what the deal is. Somebody fucked it up along the way, made it too much about themselves, which I can understand. A lot of egos in this business. Mm-hmm. So they basically have what they call soft intros. A soft intro is when you're allowed to make an announcement about 5 minutes before the band's going to go on, right? Now, this is what I'm expecting when they asked if I wanted to make the announcement for Greta Van Fleet. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I'll do a soft intro. I get it. Whatever. But you can still have fun with it. You still tell people to get ready. And it's not necessarily you're introducing them. You're just kind of reminding them what they're all there for, which, I mean, again, it's kind of meaningless and pointless, but it is what it is. But I don't even get that. Greta Van Fleet's management said, and again, I didn't ask. I'm being asked to do this, and I want to do this because I want to promote the show and the station and all that shit. It's obviously people who would listen to the station. They're all going to be there because we play Greta Van Fleet. It's rock and roll. It's modern.
Right.
But I'm doing a soft intro after the opening band, before the support band. So again, right? So basically, while people are still lined up outside, but after the opening band with whoever the fuck that is, nobody knows, and before the band that's opening up for Greta Van Fleet. And then after that, then Greta Van Fleet's going to go on. So the whole thing is kind of like, oh, great. I'm so happy that I spent an extra $400 because I made the mistake of trying to keep my calendar clear so I could make this announcement for you guys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little extra bitter about it, to be honest with you. I mean, again, it'll still be fun. It's whatever. People are, I know, like Powers, it probably gets a boner over that. Like, hey, it's going to be so awesome. You get to make an announcement at the TCC in front of thousands of people. Yeah. I kind of do that as my side hustle, Not that every game for the Tucson Roadrunners is packed, but I mean, over my last 6 years, I've pretty much made announcements in front of, I don't know, 50,000 Tucson residents at the very least, right? Yeah. So whatever. So I'll go there. The arena should be like a third full by the time I make my announcement at 7:15. It's a Wednesday night. That's the one silver lining is that, and since I'm an old shit, I could literally make my announcement and then go home and be in bed by 8. I'm kind of happy about that. Yeah. It's a Wednesday night.
So get the silver linings, get the wins where you can.
Yeah, there are silver linings. I don't mean to be, Captain Negative, but I do. It is still at the same time disappointing. And
right. And there's kind of all those other elements layered onto it. You're like, oh my God, this whole thing has just gone sideways. So bad.
Well, at the end of the day, first off, this is why I'm pissed about this. And I have a right to do so. Right. So me making these announcements is a way for Greta Van Fleet's management to thank us for promoting Greta Van Fleet, playing them on the radio. Now, you may not recall, but when Greta Van Fleet started getting played on KFMA, they were booked to play 191 Tool, right? Mm-hmm. Now, to their credit, they immediately blew up as soon as we started playing them. But they immediately blew up because old people were like, that sounds just like Zeppelin. So then they sold out of 191 Tool so much, so they had to upgrade to the Rialto Theater, which ended up being sold out. So it was an overnight success for Greta Van Fleet. What Greta Van Fleet then realized when they're performing in front of a sold out Rialto Theater is that most of their fucking people there were in their 50s. Now, these are kids who are 19 and 20, right? So It was essentially the Led Zeppelin audience that came out to see them live because they're never going to see Led Zeppelin again.
Yeah.
And that's great though. That's still good. But it was the power of radio that, let these people know about them that made them get paid. And when Greta Van Fleet was on that first tour, they were in a shitty van. They weren't ready for this. They were ready to go across the country to play in front of 50 to 100 people a night. And then boom, they blew up and they ended up, playing 2,000 person theaters. And they didn't have any of the equipment or banner for it. They looked like an opening band. It's amazing how that happened. But essentially, KFMA had a large part to do with Greta Van Fleet's popularity here in Tucson.
Yeah, the least they could do is let you go on 5 minutes before they go on.
Right, to do a soft intro.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, now, I just looked because I didn't know much about them. I've heard them on the station, whatever, but I just didn't realize that they're only 4 or 5 years old. They are a relatively new band. I thought they'd been around longer.
100%. Yeah. And you don't see bands like that get that type of success as quickly. Mm-hmm. It is very much an overnight thing. But again, based off the talent of the lead singer and, and their sound, it just resonated and people love it so much so that they are going to sell out the TCC. And that's great. But again, radio had a large part in exposing them to a bigger audience. And that's the way that they repay radio. It's like, fuck you, man. There's not too many bands that can directly thank radio for their success, right? There's a lot of bands nowadays, they have to do the social media route, whether they get popular on TikTok or, they start building up a loyal following through, streaming services and constant touring, and putting into work. That's a lot of ways that bands make success or you get successful. So when a band who takes that route and didn't have radio support at all gets to a certain level and says, nah, we don't want to return the favor, it's understandable, right? Yeah. But Greta Van Fleet is not that band. Greta Van Fleet 100% can thank radio for the fucking thousands of dollars that they got almost immediately and the financial success that they've been having. Now, yes, their talent and everything else. They could argue that, hey, if we didn't sound great, we wouldn't be having fans. Well, yeah, but at the same time, if you didn't sound familiar, you wouldn't have been put on radio fast track like so quickly. And radio still got the word out that's why you're going to have people there. It's not all people that you went to high school with. In fact, it's the people that you went to high schools with, parents.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to keep your popularity going and keep growing, like, don't get a reputation of being a-holes.
Well, who knows if they're a-holes? I'll let you know, depending on how it works on Wednesday. All right, Rock 102.1 KFMA. That's all the time we have for the show. In fact, actually, I don't even have a time for a beef tip. So my beef tip to you is tune in tomorrow morning for tickets for Adelita's Way and the Tucson Roadrunners. And don't forget to go to youtube.com/beefvegan because there you'll be able to find our YouTube page and subscribe because that'll be awesome. Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Later. Hold on. All right, so I didn't get to finish the rest of my spiel. That's how quick it went, but I'll do it right now.
Wait, Beef, you went quick? What?
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream. You know the drill. Drive safe, ride safe, and rock local. Thank you.
When you wish upon a side of beef, soon will come an end to all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.